Discover the story of Naamah, a woman of faith and influence during the era of King Solomon. In the vast landscape of biblical narratives, few figures are as intriguing and obscure as Naamah, a woman whose name is recorded in the sacred texts, but whose story remains largely unknown. Among Solomon's numerous wives and concubines, she stands out in a unique way, being the only one explicitly mentioned in the biblical record. Naamah was born in a small village on the banks of the Jordan River, amid turbulent times of conflict and political alliances. Her arrival into the world was marked by unusual omens, such as the birth of a shooting star the night before. From an early age, her mother realized that Naamah was special, for she radiated a soft light and had eyes that seemed to see beyond the visible. The local community whispered about the child destined to play a crucial role in the destiny of her people. Thus, Naamah grew up under the shadow of prophecy, preparing for an uncertain future, but one full of promise and mystery. The name Naamah itself is powerful, meaning pleasant or delicious in Hebrew. Although Solomon's court numbered 700 wives and 300 concubines, its singular mention suggests a remarkable significance that transcends the typical royal dynamics of his time. Upon arriving at the royal court, Naamah surprises everyone with her ability to adapt to royal customs and protocol. Her elegant bearing and eloquence captivate not only King Solomon but also the influential members of the court. The wisdom that emanates from her words reveals a deep understanding of the affairs of the kingdom and a strategic vision that goes beyond the bounds of expectation. Naamah does not seek to simply be another figurehead. In the palace, she actively seeks to contribute to the wise and just governance of the kingdom, demonstrating that her influence extends far beyond her outward beauty. Her quiet yet striking presence inspires a sense of reverence among those who are privileged to know her, solidifying her place as a woman of faith and influence during the era of King Solomon. Upon entering the royal halls, Naamah attracted attention not only for her beauty, but mainly for her sharp intelligence and insight. While other women were content with superficial conversations and trivialities, Naamah stood out for her intellectual abilities and ability to understand complex subjects. Her insatiable curiosity drove her to seek knowledge in various areas, from military strategy to philosophy. This thirst for learning did not go unnoticed by the wise men of the court, who recognized in Naamah a brilliant mind and a trustworthy advisor to the king. Thus, her influence grew not only due to her charisma and external beauty, but mainly due to the depth of her ideas and the sagacity of her advice. Naamah, with her silent and elegant presence, became the center of attention in the royal halls. Her aura of mystery and wisdom enveloped her like a cloak, arousing curiosity and admiration among the wise men of the court. While other members of the royal family indulged in frivolities and palace intrigues, Naamah kept to herself, carefully observing every movement and word around her. Her ability to discern went beyond the ordinary, and many sought her guidance not only out of respect for her position, but also because of the certainty that her words contained divine wisdom. Thus, Naamah became not just a decorative figure in the palace halls, but an essential presence that illuminated the hearts of those who had the privilege of knowing her. Naamah defied the social conventions of the time by positioning herself as an advocate for the underprivileged in Solomon's kingdom. Her compassion led her to create initiatives to help the poor and oppressed, distributing food, clothing, and words of encouragement. Her influence extended beyond the royal halls to the neediest corners of society. Even in the face of criticism and resistance from the nobility, Naamah remained steadfast in her mission to promote justice and equality for all citizens of the kingdom. Her courage in challenging established structures inspired others to join together in the cause of a more just and compassionate world. Part 7. Naamah became known not only as a wise and compassionate advisor in the royal halls, but also as a guardian of the kingdom's deepest secrets. Her ability to discern the truth between the lines of palace conspiracies placed her in a unique position of trust and respect. While others were led astray by intrigue and lies, Naamah stood vigilantly, protecting the interests of the people and the integrity of the kingdom. Her calm presence was a beacon of hope for those seeking justice and transparency in a world marked by corruption and betrayal. In this way, Naamah became not only an advisor to the king, but a guardian of truth and righteousness that echoed beyond the palace walls, inspiring all those who yearned for a more just and upright future. Naamah not only exerts her influence in the royal halls, but also dedicates part of her time to works of charity and philanthropy. Her compassion leads her to visit the sick in the most remote villages of the kingdom, bringing words of comfort and healing. Her loving and welcoming presence transforms lives and inspires others to follow her example of generosity and kindness. Reports of her benevolent acts spread like wildfire, touching the hearts of those who previously lived on the margins of society. Naamah becomes not only a respected figure at court, but a true guardian angel for the needy and helpless, demonstrating that her influence transcends the boundaries of power and politics. Despite the adversity and intrigue that surrounds the royal court, Naamah remains steadfast in her unshakable faith and commitment to truth. While the shadows of doubt and betrayal loom over the kingdom, she stands as a beacon of hope and integrity, refusing to bow to the pressure of those who seek to undermine her influence. Her courage in the face of challenges is a testament not only to her inner strength, but also to her conviction in the divine principles that guide her steps. Even when faced with difficult choices and personal sacrifices, Naamah remains a living example of resilience and determination to all those around her. Her stance in the face of adversity reveals not only her nobility of character, but also her trust in the divine justice that governs the destinies of men. Naamah's legacy transcends the pages of ancient records, echoing through the centuries to inspire future generations. Her story is not confined to royal halls or courtly intrigue. It represents the essence of courage, compassion, and wisdom that resonates eternally in the hearts of humanity. Naamah stands as a beacon of light in the midst of darkness, reminding us of the transformative power of faith and quiet influence. Her acts of kindness and relentless pursuit of justice echo as an anthem of hope for all who face challenges and adversity. May Naamah's story inspire us to be agents of change in our own times, carrying forward the legacy of a woman whose influence transcended borders and whose faith moved mountains. Want to know more about this fascinating biblical story? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details. I hope you were enchanted by Naamah's inspiring journey. Share this video to spread this story of faith and influence.